large scale. It will help some, but it's not going to help all. And we need to do what we can, but it's going to be expensive as well. All these things are going to be expensive. They're not going to go away.
Well, so of course roads is always first, and then, and that's in a lot of different ways. You know, figuring out how to buy new equipment is, I guess, one of the priorities right now, because they have a lot of old equipment. Budget, I'm really into working with money and really hoping to be able to, you know, look at that and it'll look at, I know a lot of the departments run on certain money, like, you know, that, but there's other things, you know, it's a big, broad picture, you know, to try to bring in. And certain departments, you know, are allocated money from the state and, you know, like Health and Human Services, and, you know, and then you have your road taxes, you know, it's made up of a lot of different things. So it's learning about all of that. But then there are, you know, a lot of other monies and stuff like that too, and really seeing and looking at the budget. Communication is also a big thing, you know. I know a lot, in a lot of ways, things are, departments I'm sure really communicate, but I think it's an overall thing from the BLCC boardroom out to the public and working on like I said earlier, because that did help with the roads. You can call now, or you could for a while. We don't know if it's changed because there's a new person in charge there, but you can call and see what roads are going to be being worked on that week and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, thank you.
Okay. All right. We conferred and dismissed a question due to, we believe it was a typo that was unable for either of us to understand. Just so you're aware.
Yes, Deb, I do the certificates.
So this will be the last assessor's question. So Monica, we will start with you. Real property assessments originate out of the assessor's office, and the Park County taxation schedule follows. Increases in taxation will show up initially in the property tax bill and always seem to be quite a shock to the property owners. What can the assessor's office do to lessen that shock and help residents understand the system and perhaps be involved in that process?
Can we go one more time? Sorry.
The other one was shorter, just to make sense. Real property assessments originate out of the assessor's office, and the Park County tax schedule follows. Increases in taxation will show up initially in the property tax bill and always seem to be quite a shock to property owners. What can the assessor's office do to lessen that shock and help residents understand the system and perhaps be involved in that process?
Okay, so the first thing is to look at for projections and to try to determine if the property tax is going to go up through the projections, get your crystal ball out and look into the future. But then getting the information out to the people that this is what is expected, this is what's coming up. And the best way to do that is to go out to meetings, to be available, to you know, go to the commish with a dish and talk to people, see who's out there, what they need. Also, the county website is a good means of trying to let information get out there. So I think it's always the best just to try and look to your future, know what's coming, or try and know what's coming and try and prepare, and that's through communication. And that's the best way I know how to do it. Thank you.
I'm going to make you repeat that just for fun.
Yeah, I think my job's harder than
I know,
it's
it's just,
tonight.
you're doing so good. I just want you to know that.
I'm not the author of these, so I'm just trying to read back what they put in. Real property assessments originate out of the assessor's office.
True.
And the Park County taxation schedule follows.
Okay,
Increases in taxation will show up initially on the property tax bill and always seem to be quite a shock to property owners. What can the assessor's office do to lessen the shock and help residents understand the system and perhaps be involved in the process?
thank you. We do it right now. Matter of fact, I've been doing it since 1993. With the passage of Tabor, I mean, everybody always asks me, well, Dave, what's this gonna do to my taxes? I don't know, I don't do taxes. Okay? But yet they say, go talk to Michelle, and she says, go talk to Dave. So we get to talk taxes. Okay? Starting in 1993, ladies and gentlemen, with the postcard, well, back then it was an envelope, we would the postcards later. I've always given you my best educated guess of what next year's taxes are gonna be. You only live once, you can only kill me once, okay? I give you my best guess, and I've been doing it every year ever since. Now, I take really good pride in the fact that I built this wonderful spreadsheet back in the day, and I calculated school finance, every district's increase, all this stuff. And Pat comes to me, my database administrator, and she says, Dave, if you just run it against the current year mill levy, it's about the same thing as you came up with. Bingo, we're gonna do that from now on. So we just basically take the existing mill levy, which is known, and we calculate it. And we extend it, and we tell people that. We've been doing it for 25 years, 26 years in Taylor, I guess. But yeah, you know, I go Property Tax 201. I just finished in Guffey last Thursday. I've been doing it since 1993 as well. I do at least 4 or 5 a year. I go around all the communities. I put on a 2-hour workshop. And if I can get little knowledgeable soldiers to go out in the community with real facts, not hyperbole, then we can get people to understand it. And we have got a huge firestorm coming, which the fire chiefs have created, the Gallagher Firestorm, and we'll talk about that later.
As I say, project what you can, inform people, and communicate with them. And that is what I intend to do. I will be out there, I will be talking to them, we will do seminars, whatever we need to do, so that the taxpayers know where it's coming from, what's happening with it, and to the best of their ability, make their adjustments that they have to make to any increases that they will get. Thank you.
All right, this will be a commissioner question for Pat. In transparency, we've dismissed now commissioner question because we believe it's essentially duplicate of what was already asked.
Extra question, I didn't say.
That must be a good one.
All right, Pat, are you ready?
No, why don't you just reject it and do another one?
Take notes.
His face was not good on that one, was it?
A key driver to significantly affect the quality of life in living in Park County could be residential and business development. What is your position to grow or not grow Park County?
Okay, so we'll try it again now. The drive, quality of life.
A key driver to significantly affect the quality of life living in Park County could be residential and business development.
Okay,
What is your position to grow or not to grow Park County?
well, I am pro-growth to within limits. You know, I don't, like I said, I don't really want Taco Bell or anything. You know, I like small businesses. Sorry, Lillian. I think Bailey wants to grow, you know what I mean, also, and with small businesses and to attract more tourists. And so, no? So, you know, and light commercial, you know, I don't want to grow like really fast, I want it kind of, you know, just flowing. I think that's what it's kind of been doing. We've just kind of been flowing and growing. I forgot what I was going to say now. But yes, I am into light growth. Sorry, I'll do it on my rebuttal, I feel.
Okay,
Question one more time, please.
a key driver to significantly affect the quality of life living in Park County could be residential and business development. What is your position to grow or not to grow Park County?
Oh, well, it's to grow. Park County is Park County is a special place. You know, again, I was looking last night, 67% of people travel out of the county for work. That's a pretty substantial number. In Summit County, nowhere near that. I think 96% of their population stays in county. 54% of the population is retired in Park County. They don't care about jobs. They're not here for a job. They're here for the environment and the quality of life a living here affords. So they're not concerned about jobs. They might be for their children if their children are still with them. So what do you do to keep them here? The business, in terms of developing businesses, well, you can promote businesses with STIP agreements, which is an enhanced sales tax incentive program where you can get people to, in their business, their sales tax is rebated back to them. It gives an opportunity for a small startup business to get started. If you don't have to pay sales tax to the government, it gives you a one-up, and that's just a good way to promote businesses. So, yeah, pro-growth, but you certainly don't need to have it flash and come and go too quickly. Thank you.
Beth, on the
Well, it is a big concern because most people don't work in Park County, and it would be nice to try to have some more jobs to keep people here, and then to keep our businesses open, our small businesses. It's very hard for them. We have them, I'm sure, you know, we have them come and go so much, and it's so hard. That's one thing I'm, you know, pride myself on. You know, Business Connection, you know, it's been very hard to keep it open, and now it's at a place where it takes care of itself finally, and so I'm really grateful for that. But I know the struggles of having a small business in town, and employees is the next huge challenge. So, and housing goes along with that, but it is, you know, and so I am into slow growth, but I want it healthy. I want to figure out how to keep businesses open and thriving, and wanting to keep people here having a business. Thanks.
All right, so we have done the 6 questions per office, so we're going to advance to the closing statement.
Can I get a rebuttal on that?
No?
You can when you're closing.
Oh, you want to look? You haven't taken me up on it, so you haven't taken me up on it, so I figured you were good.
I know.
Okay, so we're going to go in a little bit different order to close tonight. So Monica, you can start your closing statement.
Why, were you first for opening?
You were.
Oh,
You were.
but I meant on that side.
Doing the best I can to keep it as random as possible.
Keeping you on your toes, Dave.
Thank you all for coming out tonight, and thank you to the Park County Republican Central Committee for hosting this. It is a lot of hard work for these folks. They really take the time and effort to make sure that this all gets done and runs as smoothly as possible. I'm not an experienced politician. I don't have 38 years in the same position. But I do have drive, enthusiasm, dedication, honesty, and integrity. I have a plan of how to meet the deadlines of the office. And although an elected assessor does not need to be licensed, I will become licensed as soon as possible. In past debates, my opponent has stated that none of his staff would work for me. They were only loyal just to him. These aren't the words of a leader. I would hate to lose any staff from that office. They are quality individuals. But if that is the choice, that they would have to make it. I would not force them to leave. I would not force them to stay, but I would never ask them to leave. If that's how things played out, I would work with the state of Colorado, with the Colorado Assessors Association, county commissioners, to handle the situation. You don't know the strength and power or fortitude of an individual or community until they are faced with a challenge. I have seen the county face several challenges, and they have come out better on the other side. The assessor's office will not collapse if someone new takes office. There are legal ways of achieving anything. 38 years is long enough. Many other counties term limit their assessors. It is time that we do so too. It is time for a change. I will make sure that the appraisals of your property are truly fair and equitable, no matter who appraises them or who oversees the questions or protests. I will have an advantage because I'm learning everything from the ground floor up. It's not business as usual. I will be looking for the best practice and support office staff and develop partnerships inside and outside the county for resources. I do offer a new perspective on the assessment of property for all home and property, Park County home and property owners, new eyes looking at procedures, a new voice speaking up and speaking out, a new look of working together with other county officials for the betterment of our community. I appreciate your time tonight, and I am asking for your support on the Republican primary ballot that goes out in the next week and is due back on June 26th. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
How much time do I have?
No, I thought it was three.
Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Westfall, County Assessor, I humbly thank you for all this opportunity that you've afforded me. I have been able to experience things that I never thought I could. I thought I'd do this job for a couple of years, move on, and be playing Red Rock somewhere with a rock and roll band. Not to be. Things work out the way they're supposed to. When I look back at my life and all the things I've been able to accomplish, it's not without a lot of help. You know, things work out for a reason. I don't understand them. You know, we live on Dry Lake Road. For a guy that's done water for 33 years, I bought that land before I was really heavily involved in water. We bought a house. We built a house on it. We're still married. That says a lot. Got the greatest deputy assessor in the state of Colorado, bar none. Got the best appraisal coordinator and ag specialist we've ever had in this office. Ladies and gentlemen, you get all of me. You get 100% of me. You don't get me 7 to 6 Monday through Thursday. You get me 24/7, 365. I eat, I breathe, I think, I dream, I look at what our opportunities are to make a difference. The reason I've stayed in local government this long is you can actually make a difference in people's lives. With water, I've spent 33 years. We have enough water in this upper basin for the next 50 to 100 years right now. But we don't have storage. But we have a blanket plan of augmentation. So if you want to do a new business, the biggest impediment is water. We can do that for you. I've been reaching out to all the different areas in the upper basin. We need storage. We can work together. I've been on the Land and Water Trust Fund from when it was started in 1997. My daughter and I did the reauthorization in 2006. It's up again in November's ballot. I want you to consider that. I've been involved with things in my community because that's how I was raised. My family came to here under my great-grandfather Aurelius Barr in the 30s, who was a sheep herder for Sam Herzog. Been coming here since I was a boy. My parents had friends that owned 90 acres up in Mosquito Creek. I remember the men going to fishing on the 4th of July in a snowstorm at Kite Lake. One of them fell in the creek in insulated coveralls. We all went home quick. But you know, I love this place. I love the people. There's something about South Park that once it gets you, it gets you. I haven't left. I've been a Republican all my life. I haven't gone anywhere. You think I've sat there and not tried to better myself? No. I've applied for the property tax administrator job, the Denver County assessor job, and the Broomfield County assessor job to support my family. I've been at the same salary as all the other electeds have for 12 years, ladies and gentlemen, and finally the legislature got off there and got on there and moved the salaries up, of course for themselves too. So after 12 years, we're going to get a nice salary increase, and I'd like to use that because I'm asking you for one more ride. Now, at the county assembly, my opponent came out and said, out of the bat, he's lying. It's gone downhill ever since. Well, you know what? I don't believe in tearing others down, as Abe Lincoln said. If you have to tear others down in order to lift yourself up, in order to run for public office, you should really question the real purpose of why you seek it. Ladies and gentlemen, you get me, Dave Whistle, your county oppressor. I'm willing to give you 4 more years if you're willing to give me your vote. There's nothing more precious, more sacred than your vote. And I ask for that June 26th, Honorable Ford. And when I take on Terry Berry, the 2-year Democrat that's decided to be on the ballot in November. God bless you all. Thank you very much. And Park County's a great place.
Yes.
So, in closing, the first thing I would like to say is, you hear a lot about fiscal responsibility. And why I bring that up is, it's your money. It's not the government's money. You need to keep as much as your money that you earn that is entirely possible. Don't forget that. It's your money. It's critical to me to be an independent thinker, as well as to work in cooperation with the entire Board of County Commissioners to ensure the success of Park County. We may not always agree, but we still need to get things done. I have the experience and the desire to do just that. I want to change the perception of county government. As commissioner, I will listen and be responsive. I will work for solutions, not just add more and more regulations. I'm dedicated to Park County and will take my responsibilities as commissioner very seriously. I will attend meetings, having been prepared by reading all the material provided, and will find answers to questions that may surface. I will analyze problems, determine the cause, and face the issue head-on to find a solution. I will be engaged in all facets of the position. I will listen. I will be respectful. We all love Park County and the kind of life that living here affords. We are a tough, resilient, and self-reliant group of individuals. To me, it's all about respect. We may not always agree on things, but I will respect you and your opinions. It would be an honor to serve as your next Park County Commissioner, and I would appreciate your vote in the primary election on June 26th. Thank you.
So, in closing, I'd like to thank my husband, Al, for his support during this campaign process, the Republican Party for hosting this debate, and for all the voters for coming. I want to serve you, the citizens of Park County, as your commissioner. I've lived and experienced the challenges I'll help solve. I commit to the serious responsibility of the position of county commissioner with great integrity, respect, and care. I will look at the challenges and the potentials of Park County through an out-of-the-box business perspective. I pride myself on my values, my broad range of skills, listening, and I understand the importance of working together for the betterment of the county. I am your candidate with the broadest experience base. As a review, for 19 years I've immersed myself and have been learning about the many facets of living in Park County, full-time, including raising a family, being a part of the school, growing 2 thriving businesses, and developing 2 publications. Over the years, I have dealt with many local business owners, customers, contractors, employees, parents, and county departments in an assortment of situations. I've been an observer at various BOCC meetings over the years on different issues that they've been dealing with, and to stay informed, like LURs, marijuana, mining, etc., as well as addressing some of my own business and personal situations in the work. I have dealt with the county as an engaged resident and business owner on various levels, which gives me valuable insight as a county commissioner. I have a vested interest, just like you do. I believe the concerns of the residents are part of the bigger picture of a well and finely run county. Park County offers a unique living opportunity, one where individualism is prized. And I want to be a part of keeping this spirit alive. I'm running for commissioner to continue building our future and to reinforce what has already been created. I will make decisions based on fiscally conservative principles, looking at the function of limited government. And remember, I support the Second Amendment, individual and property rights. Personally, I will have an open door policy. I will be available to discuss your thoughts and concerns. I will also be accessible by phone and email. I will ask questions and I will listen. And finally, as your commissioner, I will fight for what is right for the people and for Park County. I will bring a fair and objective view. I will not stand on the sidelines. I will continue to speak and be there for us. You are important to me. And I value living in Park County. And I'm Pat Stawinski, an effective businesswoman working for you. I'm asking for your vote at the June 26th primary. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the candidates for being here tonight. Thank you for putting yourselves out there to put yourself into public service for our county, very diverse county, but also said has 5 worlds within the same geographic political border. Thank the audience for coming tonight. Thank you for being cooperative and being respectful. And everyone be safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you.